The rerun banner coming alongside Nefer is going to be Furina, and today we're going to talk about whether or not you should be summoning for Furina along with her weapon, and whether or not you're going to get the most value out of your pulls. When it comes to sub DPS characters for team building, especially in terms of team comps comprised of Vape or Freeze, many people run Furina because of the various benefits she provides for a team, let alone account. Running as a sub DPS on paper, Furina provides so much more than off-field damage. Furina has the benefit of being arguably the game's best off-field hydro applicator because of her nice little bubble supports that stay on the field doing damage to the enemy or healing your active party member, and having the ability to change just by holding your attack button. This ability has extreme benefits on teams previously mentioned, such as Vape or Freeze teams, mainly for Skirk or Malwika teams. So benefiting the two top DPS characters in the game is kind of a no-brainer. But Furina does more than simply element application, and that comes in her benefit to a team, with Furina being a great, fantastic buffer for the active team member, with her fanfare buff boosting damage along with boosting incoming healing for nearby party members. These buffs are incredible, even after nearly 2 years of Furina's initial release to the game. Now, while all these buffs and benefits for whatever team are fantastic, Furina does have some issues that either need to be addressed and a big problem that could very well be coming out soon. The first issue comes with her weapon. Many have considered Furina's weapon as the biggest bait weapon in Genshin within the past 2 years, while upon release an argument could have been made that the weapon wasn't great, or it was okay or possibly good. Currently, the same discussion can't be made because it isn't good. The best value of the signature weapon only comes when Furina has her second constellation, as that is when she truly gets the main benefit of the weapon, benefiting the DPS aspect of her kit. But because of how the endgame content is currently being played, you will want an energy recharge weapon for Furina in the sense of Favonius items to truly get the value she can add to an account. So let's say you plan on getting Furina and her weapon without any constellations, don't. The overall value isn't there, and even if you plan on pulling C2 Furina because of the team she currently plays in, mainly Skirk teams, Furina isn't going to be the main DPS on the team, as that spot is filled. Furina benefits more from her supporting role on teams at this point. The other big possible issue, while also being a possible benefit, comes in the form of Columbina. The reasoning for this statement is because Columbina is going to be the Archon of the region of Nodcry. While she isn't the actual Archon, her place in the story and importance of the region places her in the same position as an Archon. And so because of that, her kit will be important, and many are thinking she's going to be an off-field DPS / element amplifier, while also possibly amplifying all lunar reactions. While this sounds great, and if that is the case, then we won't have any problems in team compositions with Furina and Columbina, since they will not be competing for the same role. The problem is if she doesn't just apply and amplify lunar reactions, but is a team-wide buffer, then the problem arises for Furina, as then they both compete for the same spot on a team. And since power creep is a thing, Columbina could possibly replace Furina on the best teams with better buffing capabilities. Having gone over her pros and cons, let's now discuss a few different account types for those who are thinking about pulling for Furina. If you are someone who doesn't have Furina at all and don't have her best teams, is she a character you should be pulling for? In this instance, I would argue yes, because of all the benefits that she brings to a vast majority of characters with the damage buffs she provides from her fanfare ability, while also being able to not only be your off-field DPS character, but being the team healer as well. Obviously, for an account that has a Skirk team without Furina, I mean, is toast bread? Like, come on, that's pretty self-explanatory. Now for the tricky part. For an account that already has Furina, if you plan on going for C2, it could be worth it, as her damage increase is pretty significant at that point, and she does help out with team damage at that point. However, If you do not plan on going for at least C2, then I don't think it's worth for her weapon as well. This is somewhat tricky because if you pair it up with Furina's weapon as Hoyoverse is doing with the banners, which I do think if you plan on getting Nefer, then ideally you do want to get her own signature weapon. Furina's weapon is simply a bad loss and doesn't really do much outside of Furina C2 for any character for that matter. But the complete guidance I will give is if you don't own Furina, get at least one copy. If you plan on getting more constellations for Furina to get her C2 and stop, which is good. And if you lose the Nefer weapon pull and get Furina's weapon, well, then that just sucks.